That's when we start supporting these combat overwatch or these combat outposts being built in the city, which is a huge construction project. And there's a time period when they're building these combat outposts in the city that they're extremely vulnerable because they're doing a construction project in the middle of a war zone. And so what can we do to help that is we can set up sniper overwatch positions. And when the enemy would maneuver in to attack them, we would kill them. And it was actually General McFarland. He wrote it in an article. It's like those combat outposts being built were bait. You know, he didn't put them out there as bait. He put them out there on the grand strategy of taking over the city, but it's like a salt lick. Mm-hmm. You know, you start building this construction project in the middle of downtown Ramadi, the insurgents are absolutely going to attack you. And when they do, my guys would be in an offset position, 200 meters away, 300 meters away, 400 meters away, looking down a long axis avenue of approach where the Mooj would come. And they'd kill them. And it was, you know, an ideal setup for us. You know, and it was when we started doing this, like the amount of scrutiny for the 1-1 AD, for General McFarland, you know, he was getting scrutinized on the amount of combat that his guys were getting, the amount of casualties and the amount of killing that he was doing. He was getting that scrutiny from the MEF. And I was feeling the same thing. And it was always like, please come and see what's happening here. It doesn't take long to figure out. And thankfully, you know, they did. You know, I had the Siege Assotive commander, who's a great guy at the time, came down, visited. The Commodore visited. The SOCOM commander visited. You know, General Brown, SOCOM commander. He came to see us in Ramadi. We got 35 SEALs, bro. He's in charge of all of the world of special operations. He came to Ramadi to see what we were doing, to talk to the conventionals, make sure that they were getting what we needed. So there was a lot of eyes on what we were doing. And part of that was because of the amount of people we were killing. And part of it was because they were very risky operations.
I'm going to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
You'd been studying this. You'd been studying Ramadi since before you got there. It's, you know, SEALs have what, year and a half workup? You started studying, sounds like, I think, what did you say, maybe found out 6 months into workup that you were going to Ramadi?
No, we didn't know we were going to Ramadi until like a couple weeks before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about doing dailies, weeklies, monthlies of troops in contact, casualties. You've studied this fucking battle space. It's very obvious it's hot. Why would anybody be under scrutiny for the amount of combat that they're seeing when they want you to incrementally take over a fucking city? That makes zero sense to me.
Yeah. Yep. And again, it wasn't just me and special operations. General McFarland was feeling the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just like General McFarland had a great relationship with the MEF commander, I had a great relationship with my commanding officer. And so when I explained to him what was happening, you know, we started probably a few weeks, like 3 weeks into these sniper overwatches that we were doing. This was early in deployment. And we'd killed, I don't know how many, probably, 10, 15, something, mostly IED emplacers. And I talked to my headquarters and they're like, hey, you know, you're killing these IED emplacers, but the IEDs haven't gone down yet. And I said, hey, sir, the average insurgency, according to the counterinsurgency manual, lasts 7 years. It's been 3 weeks. Can I get some more time to work? And he's like, yeah, check. But yeah, I mean, well, you know what it's like. You know what it was like for a SEAL rotation at the time. You know, you went to Iraq, right? Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of direct enemy contact.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a lot of killing most of the time. You're doing DAs, they don't want to fight. Do they get killed sometimes? Yes. But most of the time, they don't really want to fight. So they surrender and you capture. The capture kill part is mostly capture. For me on my first deployment, it was almost all capture. Killed very few. Well, now you're in this zone where there's enemy that are, like I said, like going to a salt lick. They are maneuvering through the streets, and we're in locations with tactical advantage that we selected with long access down multiple roads. You're going to start killing a lot of enemy fighters. And it was abnormal. It was abnormal. And so, you know, the scrutiny came, but I welcomed it. It's no factor. You know, we had to have guys sign a shooter statement for everybody that we killed. There was like a sworn shooter statement. And at first guys like, well, you know, why we got to do this? It's like, hey, because in 5 years or 10 years or 15 years or 20 years, someone's going to come back and say, this person died here. Who did it? And we'll say either, oh yeah, that was us because this is why, or no, that wasn't us. So I, again, luckily for me that I had seen the officer side of things, I understood that. And I was able to explain it to the guys. Explain it to the guys like, hey, there's a reason we're seeing this scrutiny. It's because we're killing a lot of bad guys, and the chain of command needs to make sure that we're doing the right thing for the right reasons. We are. And they see that. And we got such great support from the Siege of SOTF, from my chain of command, from the special operations chain of command, for sure. Like I said, General Brown came out